What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to take a look at this 2012 McLaren MP4-12C. Huge shout out and thank you to HBI Auto. They have a ridiculous selection of pre-owned exotics, McLarens, Ferraris, Porsches, and Lamborghinis. Definitely check them out. I'll have them linked down in the description below. So we have our hands on the keys to this sweet looking McLaren, finished off in a beautiful red. And we're gonna basically see what it's like to drive one of these cars. You can expect to buy one in the low $100,000 range, and they certainly have a lot to offer. This particular car even has downpipes and a tune, so it's quite a lot faster than stock. And then just taking a quick look at the exterior, we get carbon ceramic disc brakes in all four corners, a ton of carbon fiber along this car. You can see them on the mirrors right there, and then part of the vents as well. And then if we move to the rear end, you can see the center mounted exhaust. Really clean car. For these early 12Cs, the way you open the door, you actually swipe your hand, it'll pop, and we can open up these super cool iconic doors. And then as we make our way to the interior, we get a two-tone interior on this particular spec, so it has a really cool look. I'm definitely excited to drive this car and see what it's like. More carbon fiber all along the interior, all the climate vents are right there. Let's go ahead and hop inside right now. It is a little bit of a tight squeeze to get inside of the 12C. But as you can see, we have a really cool interior, super simple everywhere. Two-tone along the seats, the door panel. Then we have the steering wheel with the paddle shifters, more carbon fiber. Keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. So we have some of the controls right in the center for the media. Then all of your different drive modes are right here with active lit. As you can see, we can have your aerodynamics into the track, normal and sport mode, and then same with over here. And then we can toggle this for manual or automatic, launch control, a snow mode, your different drivetrain modes down here, and then a better look at those climate vents over on the left side. Alright guys, it is now time to drive the 12C. It is a little bit of a tight car to get in here. Very cool interior. Of course, this is a carbon fiber bucket, the way that McLaren has designed this car. So you have to step over this huge door sill to get into the car. And then the doors themselves, those are super cool the way they work. So I already have the driver's seat set to my height and everything. All the power controls are up front. I'm 5'11", and honestly, I have a few inches of headroom. So even if I had a helmet on or something, I could easily fit in this car. And you do have a nice storage area behind the seats. So foot on the brake, fired up. And this is gonna be just your normal automatic mode. And then to go to manual mode, I can just tap the manual icon right here, but I have to hit active first, and then I can hit manual. That puts us into manual, where I'm gonna use the paddle shifter to shift the car. And we'll leave the active dynamic panel on actually, just to kind of feel everything out. But comment below, what do you guys think of the 12C? This is McLaren's first real road car aside from the F1. The F1 didn't really count because obviously that was a $1 million super duper hypercar. But this was their first entry just to normal mainstream supercars. And then since then we've got the 650S, the 765 LT, the 600 LTs, the 570Ss, the 720Ss. There are more numbers than I can even remember. But we have a downpipe and tune on this car, and we're gonna have some fun on some country roads and then do POV camera angle and get the exhaust, and we'll be able to see the active rear wing as well. All right, so now that we are on some good roads, automatic, normal mode, everything. So slowly getting up to some speed like that, we have a 7-speed dual clutch transmission paired to the 3.8-liter twin turbocharged V8 engine, and it's super smooth to drive like a normal car. The McLaren, when they first came out, it was kind of trying to be that supercar that could still be daily drivable. And honestly, we're on a pretty smooth road, but this car is super smooth and composed. I'm not feeling any bumps or anything like that. Road noise and wind noise, all you really hear is the exhaust, of course, being downpiped and tuned. Of course, it's gonna be a little louder than a stock McLaren, but it's super comfortable and just quiet and like refined to drive. And the trunk space is huge. I have my camera bag sitting in there. You could easily fit 2 large backpacks and then space behind. It seems like a car that you really could daily drive. And I feel like the seats and everything, you get in a pretty comfortable place. Armrests are in a great place. It's funny how small the door panel is right here because the door sill is right here as well. But everything is just in a good place to kind of drive this like a normal car. So with that said, we'll go into sport mode everything and manual mode. So now we have the paddle shifters. We'll get up to some speed and see a little bit of what this car is like to drive. That was like half throttle, just getting up to some speed. You do have to kind of hit the paddle a little bit harder than I thought to shift, and they're on a cool rocker to where I can downshift and upshift from the same paddle. I can push it forward and upshift, or pull it back and downshift. Wow, you see that massive the massive air brake pops up when you hit the brakes. That is really cool. Let's go to the track modes now. Traction control is off, so I'll be a little careful, of course. Wow. You get up to fast speeds really quick in this car. That is insane. Carbon ceramics. Oh, whew. Those brakes take it out of you getting down from speed. Wow. This is very smooth. I love the power delivery. And when you take sharper turns, I mean, this handles like a go-kart. Of course, with the carbon tub, this car is designed to be lightweight and fast, and then with all the active aerodynamics and the suspension, it's all about the performance in a McLaren. It's a cool car to drive, and low $100,000 for a car that was honestly like 300 grand brand new. Pretty good deal on the used market. The turbo sound. Once the boost hits, that exhaust makes some noise. Wow. Imagine how good this would be out on the racetrack, but even on just some country roads. I mean, this is a car to take to the mountains, just have fun taking the turns. And yet it's still going to be a car that in the straight line is going to destroy anything you throw its way because it has so much power. Stock horsepower is around that 600 mark. And this one probably has 100 or 200 more than that with the tuning. So now I'm having the powertrain in track mode, but the handling in sport mode, just to keep traction control on. But at least we have all the power and things like that. Goodness gracious. Alright, so overall thoughts before we switch to POV. Really cool blend of a car. I like it a lot. So this is kind of just normal acceleration, just normal mode like I said. Pretty smooth and comfortable like I said. Transmission, you can't feel any shifting or anything like that. And then a really good view around this interior. I love the flat bottom steering wheel as well. It's very tiny in your hands. Visibility is actually pretty good. You have a pretty good view around. And then this actives panel, we turn that on. We'll go to track mode for that one, just sport for there, and tap us into manual. Chart signal stock is pretty simple. Then we'll do a second gear acceleration. Right up to speed, super quick. But man, this car is so flat in the turns. I think it's a car that you could absolutely obliterate the racetrack with it and really kind of do whatever you want and pretty much beat anybody out there on the track. But then drive this like a normal car. The handling, it is so light on its toes. I know it has power steering, but it doesn't even need that. It's so light up there. And then the air brake is really cool when you slam on the brakes. That is super cool to see. man, it just takes turns like nothing else. It tracks super straight in the straight lines, and there's just no body roll. Hitting this turn now. Goodness gracious. This car is a go-kart, and it has so much power to back it up. To say about this, but this is an awesome go-kart. Man, I can't even, I don't know what else to say. The McLaren 12C, it's a car, even with the air conditioning on, it makes you sweat. It makes you really be engaged with the car, because you have that lightweight, amazing handling like you would find in a Lotus or something, but those cars aren't crazy fast. But then this car has the speed of a twin-turbo Ferrari, and yet it's lighter weight and more of a go-kart. Man, oh man. Now we'll just tone everything down into normal mode, an automatic, and the car tones down. You know, now we're back into just a comfortable two-seater. Really can't go wrong with it. Man, comment below, what do you guys think of the 12C? Low $100,000 range for a rear-wheel drive twin-turbo supercar with more carbon fiber than you can even think of. Awesome, awesome car. Alright guys, so that is going to wrap it up for this 2012 McLaren 12C. Huge shout out and thank you once again to HBI Auto for providing this McLaren to take you guys on a tour, see what it's like to drive one of these 12Cs. Awesome car. I really enjoyed just the blend of everything. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for plenty more content to come, and I'll see you all next video.